PowerCon 2020 was today, and Mattel proves they still have the power!
I'm Rich.
I'm Othello.
I'm Aaron.
I'm John.
And by our fandoms combined, we're Fandom United.
Guess what we're talking about?
Yeah. If the intro wasn't a dead giveaway, you're an idiot. But we love you anyway. Stick around.
You're probably not watching this episode if you didn't get that intro.
If you didn't get that, you're like, what is he talking about? Why did he yell at me about power? I didn't come here for politics. That's not what we're yelling about.
I don't know if he has stars. It's a big rich town.
Oh my gosh, this dude.
He's been singing.
He's been singing theme songs like all night. Just random theme songs.
It's my fault for bringing up Night Court.
It is. Actually, we've been watching Step by Step on Hulu. Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Dude.
Okay, I'm done. Okay.
This dude, he's going to break out like Alice here in a minute. He's going to be like, kiss my grits. Don't worry, kids. You have no idea what that is. So, Mattel held PowerCon today, which...
Virtually,
obviously, because what's not being held virtually anymore. And they introduced their new Origins line, which, I don't know. I'm not that excited about the Origins line, to be honest.
It's the retro line.
It's a retro line.
Mm-hmm.
It's a retro line. It's, what's in that first wave? Let me go back to my article here. So we got 8 characters coming in the spring. Mechaneck, Stratos, Merman, and Ninjor. Why Ninjor? Why?
Yeah, a lot of people like Ninjor. It makes sense to me.
Why not Fisto or Manny Faces?
There's other figures I think they should have done before they got there, but
Jitsu.
In the 80s, people liked them some ninjas. Okay,
I can kind of agree with Jitsu though.
Yeah, I got Stratos, so I ain't gonna complain too much. But then they're also going to do deluxe figures, so we're going to have Battle Armor He-Man, Skeletor, or Battle Armor Skeletor, Clamp Champ, and a Ram Man. Now, those are like the re-release classic line Mattel did last year, which it looks like the same sculpt and with the same articulation. So I'm kind of confused by what's going on with this line.
It is different sculpts. Okay. So they had Super 7 had rights for a while to make He-Man and breathed life into it and made people care about it again. They did it really, really good because all the people that were working on it are all fans and they were doing a phenomenal job. Going back, and they were making new ones that look like the old figures. You could tell little things were resculpted. So doing a side by side, you didn't think, oh, hey, is this a vintage one or not? Release it on a vintage style card, and now Mattel with the movie that was supposed to be coming out, which I'm assuming is still happening, but that's been so back and forth until I see a trailer. Okay, yeah.
If Mulan is going to come straight to Disney Plus, Masters of the Universe, come on.
So anyway, Mattel was really trying to set things up to make Masters of the Universe a big thing again. They had the movie slated. They had the Kevin Smith cartoon that's still in the works. On, yeah. And their contract had kind of got to the point where they're like, okay, hey, we're bringing He-Man back into the Mattel thing, but they're still letting Super 7 do some stuff. So it's kind of weird though, because there's a Super 7 line that is still running, that is the original 80s version of figures
where the arms and legs there's no articulation.
It's got the 5 points of articulation, and 6, I guess, because the waist. But it's got the same articulation as the original figures did back in the 80s. Have that 80s look, 80s packaging style. Cool looking figures. The Origins has all the same stuff going on it. The one thing that's different is they made it to where the figures are modular, where you can pop the stuff off.
Arms off.
They've got
just like every other
joints,
toy out now.
which there's so many people that come in here that buy junk figures, that are just beaters, because they're taking them apart and making their own characters to finish out characters that were only in the comics or people that were never made into action figures. So I think it's kind of cool that they're doing that, because when you take a figure like that, you take it apart, repaint it, and put it back together. Doesn't matter how good you are. If you move stuff enough, that paint's going to rub off. and it never just looks right. So the fact that they made these to where they can be modular, I think it's kind of cool. Make it a little bit easier for the fans to customize them.
Now, you also talked about, you said comics, and it just made me, the basic and deluxe figures are also going to come with a mini comic with unique stories. So it's going to be all new stories. So I as a kid, I always thought that was the fun part because I love the little comic. I love comics. That was my thing. So if I could buy a toy and get a comic book, I was like in heaven. So I'm hoping that that'll show maybe some new stories, maybe some new characters that might be introduced through that. That would be interesting, and then also that would help push more toys going further on down the line.
That's the only thing I see. Like, how is it that with this line it's always the same? It's very slight variations. Why are you getting so many of the same figures? I mean, what is the draw to get 17 He-Mans or 14 Skeletors?
Yeah.
What is it that draws you to get another one?
Especially this year, because I guess this is like the third set or something. Some of the
was it like the second or third set? Like
if you go back, about 8 months in a video that we did where we were talking about all the stuff that was coming up that they were getting us to buy everything that we bought as kids again. He-Man took that same formula and said, "Hey, we're gonna make you do it a couple times," and it seems like they're overdoing it too soon, having literally 2 lines that are coming out with the same figures at the same time.
Coming out with the same
and then
figures.
a third one coming next year that's going to be, I think it's going to be more comparable to the...
No, that would be the 4th one. This would be the 3rd one. The Origins line would be the 3rd one, because if I consider the Super 7 1, then the Motu Classics that they did last year 2, that's still running.
No, that was... The Classics was an older line. So yeah, there's only 2. That one that I showed you right before we started recording, that was the Origin line. That is the one that
so
we're
then this is
about.
just recreating
That was just from the Wave 1. This stuff that just got announced today was Wave 2.
So there's still 2. So then the one we're going to talk about a little bit later on is the Masterverse, which will be 3. Which actually, that one I am interested in.
That I'm interested in because it's different, but that's what I'm saying. Like, all of these, there's slight variations in their hair and things like that, but they're the same figure over and over and over again.
Let me run down these real quick so then we can talk about the Masterverse stuff. So we got a non-flocked Panther that'll be released to the masses, but then we'll have a Walmart exclusive flocked Panther. If I didn't read this incorrectly, we'll also have flocked packaging.
Which means that you need to log on at 8:58.
Yeah, no, it don't matter. You're not getting one. If it's going to be an online exclusive at Walmart, you ain't getting one.
Invest in a bot.
Yeah, just wow. Unfortunately, She-Ra will be out in the mass in spring, so they're adding She-Ra to the Motu line, which is cool. I'm down with that. And She-Ra's the only figure from her line that's actually in the Masters of the Universe.
And to clarify, it's the original She-Ra.
Old school She-Ra. Yeah. Real She-Ra. Not Netflix She-Ra.
Yeah.
They're going to come out with the Land Shark vehicle, which is only going to be $29.99, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah. Even though the Land Shark isn't necessarily my favorite. Yeah. It's going to be larger than the vintage, it says. And it'll have the chomping feature. So that's pretty cool, I guess.
You're telling me you never just threw your fingers in and
in the mouth?
No, because I didn't want to buy the Land Shark.
Yeah.
Target is going to have an exclusive set. It's going to be $30 called the Rise of Evil 2-pack, and it's going to have Keldor and Cronus in it. And then Keldor is also going to have the Skeletor head in that box, so you can change out that
I wonder
head,
why they did that and didn't do the alternate head for Trapjaw.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, because you look at Cronus and you think, Trapjaw.
True.
That's who it is.
Yeah. Let's see. So the flocked Panther is going to be $39.99, exclusive to Walmart, which we already covered. They did a fan poll, and the winner of the fan poll, for whatever reason, was Triclops. So that figure will be made because they took a poll, and that's who came out on top. And now we're going to get to the meat of what we all started talking about earlier, is the new Masterverse line.
Whoa. Before we do that, though, I do want to kind of jump back to what the question Aaron had about overkill on that. It's not really to answer it, but just kind of point out it's kind of going on in other lines too. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the NECA stuff alone, and they're geniuses for doing it this way. But they've got their movie line is a Walmart exclusive. The animation line is a Target exclusive. GameStop has their video game, versions, and that's 3 different lines of the same characters at 3 different retailers. So I mean, they're all NECA. But then Super 7 also has a turtle line coming out, which actually looks really, really cool. They're not based on the cartoon. They're based on the old toys. So they're like bigger versions, better articulated, better looking versions of the original 80s and 90s turtles. So yeah, apparently this is just a thing where, hey, look, people are into this. Let's just oversaturate it real quick and make it to where, we'll hit everything, make people buy it all, and then it'll be over. And I think that's just what they're going to do.
The only thing I'm going to buy, the only thing I'm going to buy,
or fan service,
is more fan service. I'm going to buy the Ram Man because my wife loves Ram Man. Like, that was her brother got a Ram Man. She always took his Ram Man from him and stole it.
Every time she comes,
nope, don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Here's the thing, same thing.
So you both need Jesus. So I'll get that action figure for her to go on her shelf. Because she has her own shelving now in the living room with all of her action figures, and I think she has more than I do. Yeah, her Funkos have taken over the living room. But the line that I'm most looking forward to is the Masterverse, the evolution of He-Man, they call it.
I'm into.
It's 7-inch scale. Now the SRP is $19.99. Okay, so there's that price point.
That's good.
7-inch scale. 30 points of articulation. They're going to come out with 8 core characters, 2 of which, come on now, it's got to be He-Man and Skeletor.
Right.
So we don't know who the other 6 will be.
Yeah, we do.
But I'm assuming that's probably Evil Lyn.
You got Tila,
That's probably
Evil Lyn, Clawful.
Okay, so he could go. Yeah, who's that?
That's Evil Lyn.
That's Evil Lyn?
That's Evil Lyn, that's Tila.
Oh, that's Tila. Okay. I look like Mantis Head.
Trapjaw.
Okay.
Clawful. Man-at-Arms. And, okay, not all of them. You can't tell who they are.
Yeah, because then which one is Skeletor? Unless he's not
Shut
in
up.
that first
Don't
wave.
nobody want to talk to you.
Unless he's not in that first wave.
Now I can see that they're moving away from the jacked on steroids build.
No, bro, they all still jacked on steroids.
But they're not like
come on, man.
abnormally jacked like the original line was. Where if they stood without moving, they would just fall over because their legs couldn't hold all the weight they got up on top.
Wait, are we talking about Barbie or are we still talking about He-Man?
We're talking about He-Man.
Okay. Because she doesn't exist in nature. Now, that's all summer of 2021. So, to me, that's their G.I. Joe Classified line. They're gonna pull a G.I. Joe Classified, and they're like, oh, people want to buy these smaller figures in a 7-inch scale and redress them and make them look different, and yeah, okay, let's do that. But Rich said it before we started, it's probably just an extension of the Matty Collector line.
I think so, but they brought the price point down, which is good. I mean,
yes, because it'll get more people into it.
The Matty Collectors, I thought when they first came out, I'm like, wow, that's such a high price point, and it's a collector club. So you join and you got to stay in it. And if you get out, I'm like, that's more work than I want to do. So I didn't do anything first round, which was kind of dumb because most of these things like went up in value like
really quick.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this will be one to definitely pay attention to when it comes out.
Now, do you think this is tying in with the new show, or is this its own thing?
I think it's its own thing.
I have a feeling that it's its own thing, and until I don't know, the fact that
I haven't seen a teaser,
just silhouetted everything.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be tied to a show. I think those days of tying a toy line to a show are pretty much over. Like, they don't need to anymore.
Right.
Because the people that it's us.
Right.
Kids don't care.
You know what? No.
Kids don't care as much as we used to care
I would
because
disagree.
that's how toys got marketed to us.
Because when I started watching that 2000 cartoon, I'm well into my adulthood at that point, and I wanted those characters because I liked the way that they looked.
Yeah, because you're a fan from your childhood, and you brought that over.
No, because I hated He-Man as a kid.
Yeah, but you still brought that nostalgic feel. You still brought that over with you. It was some kind of familiarity with it. Like, my kids could watch that He-Man show, and they're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Well, it's just that manipulation that worked back then still
works now.
Right.
So, I've been brainwashed.
I don't think that they need to launch a toy line and have a corresponding cartoon anymore. They just don't need to do it.
That's true.
Now, one thing I was worried about is it said the evolution of He-Man, and I thought, oh my God, we're going to get that Galactic Protector garbage.
All right, that's my favorite He-Man. That's my He-Man.
And we're going to get,
He's ignoring you.
He's ignoring me, but that's my He-Man. That's the He-Man that I persuade. That's my He-Man.
We're going to get Man Bun He-Man. That ain't happening. That's not... He-Man's not a vegan, bro. I'm sorry. That He-Man is...
Awesome.
Hey, if you're a vegan, I'm sorry. That's your He-Man. I mean, that's not...
Can y'all tell me? Can somebody tell me
Prince
I'm right?
Adam wasn't a prince. He was actually a barista.
He was a barista.
Sorry, John. Go on, John.
Just saying. I can't be the only person out there that really enjoy.
Yes, you
Galactic
are.
Yeah.
You are. Nope. Okay,
You're
I'm
probably
sure
not
somebody
the
in the
only
comments.
one.
There's...
You're probably not the only one.
I'll stay on my island by myself with my Galactic Protected
That's great.
He-Man.
No, you're probably not the
not the only one. I'm sorry. I hate it for you. I really do. I hate it for you. Because the toys were garbage. The show was garbage. I can't. I love you. I can't help. I'm happy I looked at the silhouette, though, and I can see that it is a round shield and not the whatever shaped shield it
Well,
was.
you can
for
tell
that
he doesn't
He-Man.
have a man bun.
Well,
You can
yeah,
tell
he
he's
has,
got the
and he
the
is
mop.
wearing the loincloth or whatever and the barbarian boots. He's
See,
not.
my He-Man has pants. Enough said.
There's your problem right there. Your He-Man has pants and a ponytail and
He didn't do all those squats to wear pants, man.
yeah, he. Just saying. I'm just saying your He-Man didn't have all the power. And just saying. I'm gonna say something real politically incorrect. So I'm gonna just stop myself right now. But I am happy. I mean, to push a new line forward, they got to go classic. They have to. They have to do the evolution of He-Man, but it has to just be a redesign, a resculpt of the classic figures that everybody else likes. I don't see them. I don't ever see them doing that figure again. It would have to be. God, I can't even imagine what the circumstances would be for them to do Galactic Protector.
If the She-Ra Netflix thing would have did well, they could have done that one.
Mm-hmm.
It would have, yeah.
Ouch.
I
That's
can
not a
agree
good
with that,
look.
though.
That's,
I can agree with that.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, nobody realized how low I put that bar.
Yeah, I'm like, I did.
I can agree with
That's
that,
why-
Again, sorry, John.
Hey, I would watch if my Galactic Protector He-Man was on She-Ra. I would watch it.
Can you even find that on DVD? Like, do you have that on DVD?
No, I don't.
Or VHS? Do you have that?
I probably do. My mom's house.
You probably
yeah.
do. But can you find it on
That
DVD?
was
You
like-
know, there's a reason why it's not on DVD
You
and
think
or
was it
Blu-ray.
lasted what, 1 season, 2 seasons?
And there's other shows that lasted 1 season that are. I can get a DVD of Space Force. Did you
Turbo
watch Space
Teen?
Force?
Turbo Teen?
Teen. You can get DVD of Turbo Teen. I actually might get that. Are you serious?
I'm pretty sure they have a compilation
Man,
video,
man,
yeah.
Did you ever watch? Did you watch US? Was it Spacecom? I think it was, or Space Force. Did you watch that?
I don't remember watching Space Force now.
See, 1 season DVD is available. I can send you a link right now on Amazon. I got it in my cart. Like,
How about Boxmaster? Y'all watch Boxmaster?
Boxmaster?
Yeah, the 3D with the guy that controlled he made those robots, and the show was partially in 3D.
Nope.
Okay.
I watched Captain Video though. What was the other one? With the ships that you fired at the TV. You remember?
Oh, Captain.
Was it Captain N? No,
Well, that was
no,
Captain N
Nintendo.
was Nintendo.
That was
Captain
Nintendo.
Power.
Captain Power. There we
That was
go.
it.
I bet you can find that on DVD. That's pretty much your He-Man. That is what that guy looks like. Now that I think about it, that was pretty much the same outfit. It was like live action. So you got the best. You had it. You got live action and everything. We still waiting on a good live action He-Man. You had Captain Power. You had a TV show.
Hey, I'll die on my hill. That's my
You
He-Man.
gonna die by yourself.
Hey,
Going down the hill, play your
People in the comments were like, "Stop messing with John. That He-Man was amazing."
he was,
I'm
man.
gonna tell your mama to stop leaving comments because that's not
I'm just
true.
picturing you on a hill by yourself playing with the Galactic toys.
Hey, I'm good with that.
I have the power of friendship. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop. John didn't come here for this. No, seriously, though, I'm excited about the Masterverse line. Because it'll be cool. Like you were saying, though, you keep seeing the same old thing. It'll be cool to see something
I want to see something
new and
different.
interesting in that space. So, John, your final thoughts on the PowerCon?
Mark my words. Next year there will be a Galactic Protector He-Man, and he's gonna eat his words I almost threw a couple of superlatives in there.
That ain't ever gonna happen.
Watch, the intro is gonna be,
Bruh, I'll buy a ticket to
Tonight.
go see New Mutants in the theater.
hey, I was wrong.
That'll be an episode you'll never see.
If he's wrong, then Othello will shave half.
Nope,
of his
nope. You can stop that right now. You gotta find the footage. I told you.
Hey,
I know what I said.
New Mutants is coming out August 28th. That's the last that I saw.
Yeah, it ain't coming out.
That's the last I saw.
Well, you'll
Either
find
way,
out.
one way or the other, half of that beard is
You
coming
just
off.
Dying to have
I
it.
was excited to see that trailer.
Yeah.
The trailer that popped up today.
Yeah, I was laughing because I was like, that ain't gonna happen. So anyway, your final thoughts?
I'm not really the other stuff. I'm not that excited about. I'm more interested in the Masterverse.
Yeah, I agree. I already feel like we got that other stuff.
Yeah.
Like
We've gotten it over.
I don't
and over
need
again.
this. I don't need the Origins and the Origins Deluxe continue. Like I said, we got 2 lines running on that already. I don't need it again. It feels really saturated. I'm tired of it, and I'm really looking forward to this Masterverse set. What
Well, I
about
feel
you?
that it's saturated. I'm so excited about it. I want to see, kind of like a who wore it better type thing.
Oh, who wore better between Mattel and Super 7? Like who did it better?
Now, in your opinion, do you think Super 7 still at this point are they doing as well as Super 7 did with it?
Yeah, I mean they're different enough that I think that is going to be the appeal for some of the fans. I like the Super 7 stuff. It really feels like the original heart of what the toys were. Where the Origin stuff, it's definitely a new take on it. They got He-Man's got a different head than what the old one. Different hair. I mean, it's just got a different look to him. It's still a tribute to the original, but it's different enough with the articulation for I don't know how many adults still actually play with the action figures rather than setting them up. I'm a diorama guy, so I like to be able to put them in poses. I never did anything with He-Man stuff because you've got
There is no posing.
the way that they stand is
That's
how
it.
it is.
Literally,
It's arm
And
up,
it's-
arm down. That's it.
Arm up, arm down, and pigeon-toed.
And
Yeah,
make sure that
is
you
it.
set the base rider he's going to fall on his
Yeah,
face.
that is-
That's the
Yeah.
thing. With these, you have a little bit more displayable figures with that classic look. Like with the actual classics line, you could pose them in great looking figures, but they don't look like what those 80s toys look like. So now
Right.
you'd be able to kind of get that same feel of what it looked like in your head when you were a little kid. Well, not you, because you weren't born when this came out.
No,
but,
it wasn't.
but when we were kids,
Yeah. Okay.
because we're old.
And then poor guys like John had Galactic Protectors.
I had them both, but I prefer my Galactic Protector He-Man to fight against Skeletor. But that's just my opinion.
All right, so that's
He can move. He can move his arms. He had all the pinchers moving up and down. So
He wasn't overly jacked.
yeah, and he whooped my other He-Man's ass. But
only in your bedroom. That came out. All right, so anyway, that's our show for the week. And hey, let's get excited. We got some new Masters of the Universe stuff coming. Hopefully the show comes out pretty soon, because I'm looking forward to that, seeing what Kevin Smith does. And of course the Masterverse line, and of course the Origin stuff too. And if you see somebody in the street and they're just, looking like a homeless guy ranting and raving about a Galactic Protector line, just walk by him and tell him,
Say hi, John.
F you.
Hi, John.
He's like, I don't care what y'all say. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get it. It's gonna happen.